Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach well. And a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth through the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the ark who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming at you another lesson of true facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification. The Lord's willing to be edified. And this is when a debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser. And the only thing you can do to this truth is demonize it. This is Matthew 24 and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to return to gather his elect from one end of the earth even to the other. Now let's see who the elect is according to the Bible. Isaiah 45 and verse 3. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord Yahweh, which called thee by thy name, am the power of Israel. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am the Lord Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Who is it talking to? Who are the elect? Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is Isaiah 65 in verse 9. It reads, and I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah an inheritor of my mountains, which is Yahweh Shai, who the word even called Jesus. And my elect shall inherit, and my servants shall dwell there. Okay? Who? Israel, man. So going back in Matthew 24 and 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven even to the other. Okay? And those are talking about who? The Israelites. Revelation 7 and 3. Revelation 7 and 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 104 and 4,000, 140 and 4,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Okay? Revelation 14. And in Revelation 14 and 3, and they sung as were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 140 and 4,000 which were redeemed from the earth, which is who? Is elect from the four winds, okay? That was scattered upon the four winds of the earth. Now, let's get what I'm going to, because this is the slander of these devils, man. Okay, what they're doing is they only Your only option is to slander, okay, this truth, man. They only have one option to slander this sound doctrine of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. That's their only option, to slander the truth. This is let's read this. Matthew 25, and let's start at 31. And it reads, Matthew 25 and 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And the sheep are Israelites, and the goats are Edomites. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Let's read about the sheep. Let's see who the sheep are, according to the Bible. Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, Yahushua, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? The sheep that he's going to send on his right are the Israelites. Let's read another one. Matthew 10 and verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So those lost sheep in Matthew 25 and 31 is talking about who? Israelites. Let's read again, Matthew 25 and 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, all 18 nations, okay? All 18 nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. The sheep are who? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. It says, all nations shall be gathered unto him. Deuteronomy 32 and 8 reads, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Okay? For the Lord's Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, man. Okay? He kept him as the apple of his eye, man. So, back in Matthew 25 and 32 again. And before him shall be gathered all nations, all eight. The Lord created 18 nations. All 18 nations are going to be gathered, right? The 17 heathen nations and Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel is one nation. All 18 nations. And he's going to do what? And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left, man. And we read Matthew 15 and 24, Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6, man. The sheep are the Israelite. The goats are all the other heathen nations, man. The goats represent Star Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man, and the other 16 heathen nations. They are the goats. Let's read this and we're going to come back. This is Luke 19 and 10. And it reads, for the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which is lost. Who was lost? The Israelites, man. This is Ezekiel 34:16. And it reads, I will seek that which is Ezekiel 34:16. I will seek that which was lost, and bring again that which was driven away. Who? Israel. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. Who? 2/3 of Israel and you Edomites, you heathen nations, man. Okay? Let's go back to Matthew 25 and 32. Read again. Matthew 25 and 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all his holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. You agents, we know you watching. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. You Edomites and all you other heathen nations are the goats. Verse 41, Matthew 25 and 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepare for the devil and his angels. So again, Matthew 25 and 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, ye cursed. Who are the cursed? You Edomites, man. Ye cursed into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil, you deceivers, and his angels. Who is this? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Let's see who the cursed is according to the Bible. This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 14, and it reads, And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So it's a separation between the Edomites and the Israelites. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Okay? It's a separation, man. But the point is, the Lord say, thou art cursed above all cattle. Same thing he said in Matthew 25 and 41. Ye cursed, that's on the left-hand side. The Lord say, prepare torment for him, for the devil and his angels, which is ye cursed, that's on the left-hand side. Now, let's read Genesis 3 and 14 when he told Satan, ye are cursed above all cattle, right? Upon thy belly shalt thou go, meaning you're going to be the lowest man on the earth. And dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life, meaning confusion. Let's get the precept. Ecclesiastes 33 and verse 10 reads, And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord had divided them, who? The sons of Adam, all nations, and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them have he cursed and brought low. On thy belly shalt thou go, and turn out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand, to fashion it at his pleasure. Romans 9, right? The vessels are round fitted for destruction, you Edomites. So man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to him as like him best. Good is set against evil, the Edomites against the Israelites, and life against death, right? The righteous against the wicked. So is the godly against the sinner, the righteous against the wicked, and a sinner against the godly. Okay? So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. The righteous against the wicked. Okay? Genesis 21 and 25. That's Genesis 25 and 21. And it reads, and Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red, you Edomites, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Ishashua, man. Wasted away is your pigment. You have no melanin, so your blood shall forth through your skin. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Okay? This is Hosea. So the Lord made a separation, man, okay, between us, the Israelites, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you Edomites, you Caucasians, you cave dwellers, you so-called white people, who created the word white in 1681 as a social construct. Hosea 12 and 3. He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with God. Okay? That's why Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of their follower. And it's a separation between us and them, man. A great goal fix, man. Okay? Now, let's read again Matthew 25 and 41. This is what the Lord said about the Edomites and all the wicked. Then shall he say also unto them on his left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. Now, as you go back to Genesis 3 and 14 again, the cursed is who? And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, above all the nations on the earth. You Edomites are cursed, right? This is Proverbs 3 and 31. And it reads, the curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. Who are the wicked according to the Bible? The Edomites, the Idumeans. But he blesseth the habitation of the just. Right? It said the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. Who's the wicked? This is Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, who? The whole house of Esau. You Edomites. We are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places. When was they impoverished? When we ran them into the Caucasus Mountain, man. You can read that in Revelation, the 20th chapter, okay? We are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them, who? Edom, the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have any nation forever. So you are the cursed ones of the Lord, man. Isaiah 34 and verse 5 reads, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is the Greek word for Edom. And upon all the people of my curse to judgment. So I'll link all the scriptures that you Edomites are the curse, okay? Let's get Ezekiel 35 in verse 1. And it reads, moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. What is it talking about? North America, man. Babylon the Great. And I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. What was Esau's blessing? To live by the sword. In the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. Even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shalt thou fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Okay, because thou hast said, These two nations, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord Yahweh was there. So look, your judgment, okay? Why? For putting your hands on the Israelites, man. Okay? Putting your hands on Israel. This is Isaiah 26 and 10. Let me see. Isaiah 26 and 10. And it reads, Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet he would not learn righteousness. Okay? It said the wicked, man. Who is the wicked? Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, which is that Jerusalem, man, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah. Okay? This is Amos 1:11. Reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, 1, and did cast off all pity, 2, and his anger did tap perpetually, 3, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Okay? Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, hey, thus saith the Lord, man. These things are going to happen to you devils, man. Okay? You devils is wicked, man. But it's okay, though. We got to stay in line, stay in order, man, and just do the work. Everything is coming to a head now. This is First Kings 22 and 17. And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord Yahweh said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. Hey, the truth, man. Hey, I tell you in Ecclesiastes 27:9, man, the birds will resort to their light. Okay? And wisdom shall return to them that practice in her, man. Okay? Hey, so we know you Edomites are the curse of the earth, man. And that's why you pissed off, man. And what are you doing? This is what you're doing, man. This is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 20. And it reads, Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thy slanderest thy own mother's son. And that's all you can do is slander us in the media, man. Okay, because the media is controlled by you people, man. Okay, you devils. So all you can do is slander the name in the media, but it ain't gonna work, man. Because the elect is being sealed, and there's nothing you can do about it. And once the elect gets sealed, Yahweh gonna send his son Yahweh shot back and destroy you devils, man. Okay? Hey, you trying to get Trump out of there because these nations is separating from North America, man. Babylon the Great. So once EU and NATO separate from North America, what you devils is trying to do is trying to get Trump out of there to keep these nations from separating so you can bring about your peace agreement with all nations, man. What does it say in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3? When you shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon you as upon a woman that travaileth. It's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, just to read it. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So you trying to get Trump out of there because these nations is separating from North America because Trump putting all these sanctions on you devils, on them devils over there, on them heathen nations. So what you trying to do is get Trump out of there to keep the nations from separating. But the prophecies say in Daniel chapter 2, 41 through 43, that the nations is going to separate from North America, okay? That UN party y'all got going on, EU and NATO, EU being the European Union, NATO is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization. They're going to separate from North America, man. The harlot that sits on the scarlet colored beast. The harlot is North America. The scarlet colored beast, EU and NATO. And they're going to separate from you people. And what you're trying to do is get Trump out of there before these nations, before all nations totally separate. Okay, and guess what? It's prophets of the Lord, man. So what you're trying to do is bring about your peace agreement. And what the Lord say? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. Okay? So you're gonna be destroyed, man. And that's why you devils is doing this, man. Slandering us. Because all you have is to slander the name. Psalms 50 and 20. Thy citizens speakers against thy brother. Who are they talking about? Esau and Jacob. Esau is slandering Jacob, man. Thy slanderers, thy own mother's son, man. Why you doing that? Okay? Why you doing that, Uncle Esau? These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one of thyself. All the slaughter and all the rape, robbing, murder, and pillaging that you did to the Native American Indians, right? To the northern and southern kingdom of Israel. You thought the Lord was with you, man. You came over here, slaughtering the Native American Indians, the tribe of Gad and Reuben, in the name of Christianity, man. Okay? So the Lord say, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one of thyself, but I will reprove thee. He's going to reprove you, Edomites, and set them in order before thine eyes. Who? Who is he going to set in order before your eyes? Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. Okay? That's why we stand in great boldness right now. Okay? This is Revelation 12 and 10. Okay? You citizens speakers against thy own mother's, you citizens speakers against thy brother, thy own mother's son, man. And that's what you here to do. You here to slander us, man. Revelation 12 and 10 reads, and I heard a voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, of our God, and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Who overcame? The elect, man. Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. The elect. Start with 144,000 and an unnumbered multitude. And by the word of their testimony, man. Okay? Standing in great boldness, proclaiming Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. Acceptable year of the Lord, man. Okay? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death, man. So that's prophecy, man. Okay? You agent, okay? We know we got agents watching the pages, man. You one agent keep going back and forth. It's all good though. You don't shut down the brother page, strike the page. It's okay, man. Guess what? We got other platforms for this truth, man. Okay. Hey, so with that, and understanding that only the elect gonna get saved, only Israelites get salvation. You devils are gonna burn, man. Okay, all you Edomites, man, you so-called white people is gonna burn, man. Thus saith the Lord. So with that, I'm giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, in a sincere salutation to all the occupants, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world. We get up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Aqua who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning, I might saw you, coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification. The Lord's willing to be edifying. Hey, Lord willing, till next time, shalom.